divine souls. First let me say Radhe Radhe and Sitaram to everyone. And my pranam, my humblest prostrations to each and every one of you here this morning. And again, welcome to the Laxmi Mandir as we join in satsang. The books, as I said, we share, so we don't have enough copies for everyone. Turn to page 172. 172. The bhajan says, Piyamol amol kalijiye. Ek gopi, the sixth saint, the gopi, topmost among the saints, is saying, Hey Sakhi, oh my dearest friend, receive that priceless gem of divine love, bhakti. I told you last night about bhakti and how precious bhakti is. That the most precious thing that Bhagavan has is bhakti. It was so important to hear about that last night. Why bhakti is so important? And we saw that the most precious gem, the most private of powers, the most precious gem that the Lord has is bhakti, that He doesn't give easily. He gives everything else. Receive that precious gem of divine love, prem, without paying any price. Amol. Amol means priceless. Bin amol, without any mole, any price. Asa vasar phir nahi milego, baat namor patijiye. This opportunity we won't get again and again. First, to begin this human bath is so difficult to attain. After millions and millions of lifetimes, we get a chance to get bath in the human form. Then, to want to know God, even more difficult, and to have the association of a true saint. This opportunity is very difficult, very rare. Believe me, the Sakhi is saying, that Gopi. So now you have the opportunity, take it. Banana chahat jo amar suhagini tan man pranan dijiye. If you want to become the eternal beloved of Sri Krishna, of the Supreme Lord, that forever you're with Him in His divine abode of Golok, then tan man pranan dijiye. Surrender, tan, your body, man, mind, and life. In other words, completely surrender to Bhagavan. This is a condition for knowing God. Many places in Gita, Bhagavan Krishna says, Mame vaye prapadyante maya metan tarantite. Chapter 7, verse 14, Gita. Only the one who completely surrenders to me can become free from Maya. And the last teachings he gives to Arjuna. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam bhaja. Chapter 18, verse 66. Give up all dharma, all duties, all righteousness. Give up everything and take shelter in me alone, in God alone. Such a person can know God. Only such a person to completely surrender. Dai sarabasalai prema sudaras tehi rasam mahanit bhijiye. And one who gives everything to Krishna, who offers everything to Krishna, material, we offer material things. Krishna gives you everything divine in return. What a great return, exchange. For nothing we get everything. Material cannot pay for divine. Krishna says, give me everything you have, and I will give you everything I have. We give Him everything we have, material, dirty things. And He gives us in exchange for that, He's going to give us everything divine. And so when you do that, you become forever bathed. Bathed. Every pore will be bathed with the infinite ocean of divine bliss, divine love of Sri Krishna. Punite hi ras hi pivahiya aur hi apu hi soi ras pijiye. And then you will continuously drink that divine bliss, infinite ocean of divine bliss. Every moment you'll continuously drink it. And plus, not only that, now you have become a saint. Now you have attained that godization. Now you'll be able to give others also too. When you have attained it yourself, then you can give to others. Janam kripalu safal kar lijiye, kyon kar nij kar mijiye. And the Sakhi, that Gopi says to her friend, look, in the words, the Saint Kripalu is saying in the words of that Gopi, that great saint, that if you lose this opportunity, this wonderful opportunity, then you're going to wring your hand and repent afterwards. Kar mijiye. Pachtaega. You're going to repent. Then make the best. Attain the fruit of which you have given human birth. By attaining, by surrendering to Sri Krishna and attaining the priceless gem of bhakti. Mool moolak lijiye piya, mool moolak lijiye piya, mool moolak lijiye piya, mool moolak lijiye piya. अस अवसर फिर नाही मिलेगो, अस अवसर फिर नाही मिलेगो, बातन मोर पति जिए पिय, बातन मोर पति मूल मूलक लीजिए पिय, मूल मूलक लीजिए पिय, हो मूल अमूलक लीजिए पिय, मूल मूलक लीजिए पिय। बनन चाहती जो अमर सुहागिनी, बनन चाहती जो अमर सुहागिनी, ओ बनन चाहती जो अमर सुहागिनी, बनन चाहती जो अमर सुहागिनी, तन मन प्राणन दीजिए पिय, तन मन प्राणन दीजिए पिय, ओ मूल मूल अमूलक लीजिए पिय, मूल मूलक लीजिए पिय, ओ मूल अमूलक लीजिए पिय, मूल मूलक लीजिए पिय। दय सर्वस लय प्रेम सुधारस, दय सर्वस लय प्रेम सुधारस, तेहि रस मानस, तेहि रस मोहनीत ही जिए पिया
तेहि रस महनीत
ही
जिए पिया।
मूल अमूलक लीजिए पिया।
मूल अमूलक लीजिए पिया।
मूल अमूलक लीजिए पिया।
मूल अमूलक लीजिए पिया।
पुनीत ही रस ही पुनीत ही रस ही पिवाई और ही
पुनीत ही रस ही पिवाई और ही।
आपू ही सोई रस पी जिए पिया।
आपू ही सोई रस
पीजिए
पिया।
मूल अमूलक लीजिए पिया।
मूल अमूलक लीजिए पिया।
मूल अमूलक लीजिए। जन्म कृपाल सफल कर लीजिए।
जन्म कृपालु सफल करी लीजिए।
ओ जन्म कृपाल सफल कर लीजिए। जन्म कृपालु सफल कर
लीजिए।
क्यों कर निज कर मीजिए पिया।
क्यों कर निज कर
मीजिए
पिया।
ओ मूल अमूलक लीजिए पिया।
मूल अमूलक लीजिए पिया।
ओ मूल अमूलक लीजिए पिया।
मूल अमूलक लीजिए पिया।
मूल अमूलक लीजिए पिया। मूल अमूलक लीजिए
पिया।
वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की
जय।
Now try to pay attention and listen very carefully. Last night I spoke about bhakti, as those who are here would know. Those who have been listening to us live. As I told you, this satsang has been carried live on the internet. So many people are seeing also this and benefiting. Last time we spoke about bhakti, how precious bhakti is, and how to know that, how to get that bhakti. There are many, many kinds of bhakti, many types. And this is described in Bhagavad Mahapuran, etc. 9 types of devotion, 10 types, 20 types, 35 types, many types, 1,000 types. Most famous is Naudha Bhakti. Naudha Bhakti, as described in Ramayana, and in Bhagavad Mahapurana. Ninefold devotion, 9 types of devotion. Prahlad, that great devotee Prahlad, is teaching this Navada Bhakti to his father, Hiranyakashipu. Prahlad says to his father, Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu, Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu, Smaranam Pada Sevanam, Archanam Bandhanam Dasyam, Sakhyam Atma Nivedanam. Bhagavad Mahapuran, 7th canto, 5th chapter, 23rd verse. So 9 devotion. Listen. Shravanam, he tells his father, Shravanam, to worship Bhagwan, Sri Krishna, Vishnu. 9 ways of worshiping God. Shravanam, Shravanam Bhakti, listening. You're doing right now. You listen to divine philosophy. This is Bhakti, type of Bhakti. So Shravanam, number 1. Number 2, Kirtanam. We just sang. We clapped and we sang the praises of the Lord, qualities, virtues, etc. Bhajan, that is Bhakti. So Kirtanam. Smaranam. Smaranam, to lovingly meditate, fantasize, remember the Lord, qualities, His virtues, pastimes, to make it in your own mind, to visualize God lovingly, meditate on His divine form. Smaranam. Pada Sevanam, number 4. To worship the feet. Pad means the feet. To worship the feet, the lotus feet of the Lord. Pada Sevanam. To offer service, worship to the lotus feet. Number 5, Archanam. To take an image of the Lord, Murti. Don't use the word statue. Statue is not, we use the word statue and idol. These are all wrong words. Hindi, to translate Hindi or Sanskrit into English is almost impossible. English is a very bad language, worst language. One saint said, of course, being a saint, he knew everything. He can speak any language. He refused to speak English. So someone asked a saint, why don't you speak English? You know everything. He said, look, my language is Sanskrit. Sanskrit is called Devavani, the language of God. Devavani, divine. And this English is a Rakshas language. It's incomplete. And it's very difficult. In Hindi, you don't have to remember words, to spell a word. You just have to pronounce exactly how you pronounce, you spell. It never changes. In English, you have to learn to spell every word by heart. Because you pronounce and it's going to be different. Sometimes C is ka, sometimes C is cha, who knows? Then you have silent. Knife. Where does K come from? They spell it. This is English. So it's very difficult. So the word statue and idol, all that things is not the proper word to use when describing the image of God. Murti. Murti means personification. The word murti means personified. So we use these words that we worship in an idol, we worship in these things, and then people make fun of us because we use the wrong words. God pervades in every particle of the world. Eko deva sarva bhuteshu gura sarva vyapi sarva bhutantaratma karma dhyaksha sarva lokadivasa sakshi cheta kevalo nirgunascha. Shvetashvatara Upanishad, chapter 6, verse 11. The Vedas say, God pervades in each and every particle of the world. So He's in every particle of that murti, that image. But you have to have that feeling. Tusilasi says in the Ramayana,
प्रभु व्यापक सर्वत्र समाना,
प्रेम ते प्रगट होई मैं जाना।
जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम।
प्रभु व्यापक सर्वत्र समाना. God, Prabhu means God. Prabhu Vyapak Sarvatra, He pervades everywhere. Sarvatra, Vyapak. And Samana, equally. Some of us think that when we come to mandir or we go to the murti that God is only there. Yes, God is there 100% everywhere. But He's also in the road. He's also in the toilet, in the ram shop, in the prostitute house, everywhere 100%. 100%. And how to know Him? Prem te prakat hoy mai jana. Prem, one thing I told you last night. Prem, true love, true bhakti. So, Archanam means worshipping an image of the Lord, but with that faith. Not just thinking it's some stone or murti, but there's a faith that this is Bhagwan personified. When you bathe that murti, there should be the love that God, this is God I'm bathing. Is the water too cold? Is it too hot? I should tenderly wash that murti, tenderly dry him, like you want the best for yourself. Even better than that for Bhagwan if you love God. We don't pay attention. That love has to be there. Then it is Archanam, Bandhanam. Number 6. To prostrate before God. Again, not just taking your hair and hitting it on a stone or wood. Not physically, mentally. When we bow, we have to bow with the heart, with the mind. Not with your head alone. Feeling has to be there. Bandhanam. Dasyam. Das means, I told you last night, a servant. The soul by nature is a servant of Bhagwan. Jived Swarupa Hoy Shri Krishna Nitya Das. Gaurang Mahaprabhu says, the soul is an eternal servant. We are the souls, Jivatma. The nature of the soul is a servant, eternal servant of Bhagwan. Bhagwan Krishna says in Gita, Mamaivansho jivaloke jiva bhutah sanatanaha. Chapter 15, verse 7. The souls are eternal fractions of myself. We are eternal servants of the Lord. So Dasyam, then Sakhyam. To have friendship with the Lord. Develop a feeling of friendship. The Vedas tell us this. Dva suparuna sayuja sakhaya samana briksham parikasva jate Tayoranya pipalam swadat nashna nanyu abhichakashiti. Chapter 4 verse 6. Shvetashvatara Upanishad. Chapter 4 verse 6. The Vedas say God is an eternal friend. Sakhaya. Sakha means friend. Eternal friend of the soul. Inside our heart, there are two personalities residing inside here. One is Bhagavan, Paramatma, and one is Jivatma, we, the individual soul. And wherever the soul goes, Bhagavan will have to go. Whether it goes in the body of a cat, a dog, a tree, a grass, you go to hell, anywhere you go, Bhagavan goes with us. What a friend. In the world we make friends, few days and then that person, you don't want to see that person again. Or the person dies. Friendship, the relations we make in this world is like you're traveling. Let's suppose you take a train from West Palm Beach to Miami or New York City, and you sit and you happen to somebody who's sitting next to you, start talking to that person, and you find out you're from the same country and you have similar likes and all these things, and you start talking, you develop a really nice conversation. And when the train reaches Atlanta, the person says, look, I have to go, my stop has reached. How? You have to go? How can you go? I'm going all the way to New York. You can't leave me here. No, bhaiya, my stop has reached. If you want, you can come with me. But I have to come out. You go ahead. These are the relations in this world. All the relations we have. Mother, father, wife, husband, child, friend. Non-lasting. At which moment this can be broken? No one knows. And not that the father is going to leave first or grandfather. Sometimes grandchild leaves first. We see it all the time. There's a thing about this life, this human birth. That's why we should not procrastinate, put off. Because none of us have any guarantee we live to see tomorrow even. There's no guarantee about that. But God, His relation with us is forever and ever. He never will leave us. No matter where the soul goes, Bhagavan goes. We have turned our backs from Him. The relation inside the heart, the position of the Jivatma, the soul, and Bhagavan is like this. The Vedas are saying. We have turned our backs away from God. Why? Because of ignorance. Because of the identification with the body. We have forgotten we are the soul, the Atma. And that everything, all our relation, number one is with Krishna, and number two, the source of happiness is Krishna. If we realize that, all we have to do is make a right about turn, left about turn, somehow. In other words, surrender. And He's right here. You don't have to go far. You don't have to go in a mountain, in a cave, all the way in India somewhere and go up a high hill somewhere and fall on and die. Bhagavan is right here. The same Bhagavan who is in Golok is sitting in our heart. Look for Him here. So Sakhyam, an Atma Nivedanam. Meaning, again, surrender everything to the Lord. Everything we have. That nothing belongs to me. Data ikra, bhikari sari duniya. Data ikram. We sing the bhajan, right? Do we feel in our heart what we sing? Some of us don't even understand what the bhajan is saying. It sounds nice, that's all. What is the bhajan saying? Data ikram. That God is the giver and benefactor of all. Everything belongs to God, to Bhagavan. Na ye tera, na ye mera. Mandir hai Bhagavan ka. Nothing belongs to you, nothing belongs to me. Everything belongs to Him. We sing all His bhajans. We should know what they mean and feel in our heart. Don't just sing words. It's more important to feel, to understand. So God is everything. You know, my motor car, my house, my bank balance, my. This is the Maya. When Lakshman asks Bhagwan Shri Ram in the Ramayana, what is Maya? Bhagwan Shri Ram said, Jaha mera tera. Where is the feeling of mine and yours? This is my house, my this, my that, everywhere. This is a Maya. Realize that everything belongs to Bhagwan. We are custodians of Bhagwan's property. A custodian, what he does, he takes care. He doesn't have ownership. Take care. It's Bhagwan's property. He's given you for a few days. Take care of it. But don't have ownership. Atma Nivedanam. This is Navadha Bhakti. So this is the 9 types. But amongst these 9, 3 are most important. 9 is most famous. But amongst them, 3 is most... Before we go to the 3, Bhagwan Shri Ram, in the Ramayana also, is saying to Shabari. He's describing Navadha Bhakti to Shabari. Many of you know the Katha. We look at the first 3 or something. I'm not going to go through all of them. Let's see what Bhagwan Shri Ram says to Shabari about Navadha Bhakti. Ram, Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Bolo Ram,
Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram,
Bolo Ram, Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Bolo
Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
प्रथम भगति संतन कर सेवा प्रथम भगति संतन कर संगा दूसरी रति मम कथा प्रसंगा बोलो राम प्रथम भगति संतन कर संगा दूसरी रति मम कथा प्रसंगा
राम सिया राम जय जय राम सिया राम जय जय राम
बोलो राम सिया राम जय जय राम बोलो
राम सिया राम जय जय राम.
Now, Bhagwan Shri Ram also is describing Navadha Bhakti to Shabari in the Ramayana. And he says to Shabari, Prathama Bhagati Santan Kar Sangha. The first bhakti, he says, is to have association with the saint. Santan Kar Sangha. To associate with the saint. I mentioned last night a little bit that without Bhagwan Shri Ram is saying to the residents of Ayodhya, Bhakti Swatantra Sakala Sukh Khani. Devotion is supremely independent, free, and the giver is storehouse of all happiness. But Binu Sat Sangana Pavahi Prani. Without associating with a saint, no one can attain bhakti. Saint. What is a saint? People, it's so funny. Everybody want to call themselves saint. Someone who's become completely free from Maya. बिगत विकार जान अधिकारी सदा पश्यन्ति सूरयः तद विष्णु परमं पदम. The Vedas say, once one attains God realization, becomes free from Maya, Maya can never affect that soul again. One who has become free, no greed, no anger, no jealousy, no hatred, no lust, nothing anymore, sees God in every particle of the world. As Hanumanji says, सिया राम मैं सब जग जानी करहु प्रणाम जोरी जुग पानी. बोलो
राम 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 राजा राम 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 बोलो राम 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 राजा राम राम राम.
सिया राम मैं सब जग जानी करहु प्रणाम जोरी जुग पानी. बोलो
राम 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 राजा राम 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 बोलो राम 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 राजा राम राम राम.
सिया राम मैं सब जग जानी करहु प्रणाम जोरी जुग पानी. Hanumanji says, everywhere I look, in every particle of the world, I see my beloved Sitaram. Jit dekhu tit sham mai hai. Surdas is blind. And he's saying, everywhere I look, I see my beloved Shri Krishna. Sham. To Surdas, you have no eyes. How can you see God everywhere? Not with this eye. To see Bhagwan, you have to get a special eye. Bhagwan will give you his eye. Then you can see Bhagwan. Material people say, I am God realized. We're disillusioned. We need to go in a mental asylum. Get some treatment. So, to associate with such a person, one who's seen God, one who's attained God, that person alone can give Bhagwan to you. Somebody has to have something to give it. He doesn't have it himself. How can he give it to you? By putting the hand on your head? Doesn't work like that. One, you have to make the vessel ready, as I told you last night. And two, you have to have the power to give it. So to associate with the saint, and in the right way. The saint has to be a genuine saint, and your association has to be correct also. In other words, with faith and reverence. If anyone is wrong, you get no benefit. So, Prathama Bhagati Santana Karasanga Dusari Rati Mama Katha Prasanga. The second bhakti, he says, is to have rati. Rati means love. The word rati means love. To have love, to hear about Bhagwan, his divine pastimes, his divine philosophy. Many people, sometimes katha is going on and they bore, oh God, why he taking so long? Oh my God. I'm hungry, I have to go meet somebody, oh, time. That's not rati. And some people, katha is finished, oh, why did you finish? I now start to enjoy. It's a bliss. Through the words, they get the taste that divine bliss. That is a rati. That's a bhakti. Do sarirati mama katha prasanga. To have that love. That you can't hear enough. You keep drinking and you want more. A greed comes. More, more, more. Can't get enough. And he goes on. Doha. गुरु पद पंकज सेवा तीसरी भक्ति अमान चौथी भगति मम गुण गण करहि कपट तजि गान सिया पति रामचंद्र जी की जय शरणम प्रभु। बोले सियावर रामचंद्र भगवान की जय। गुरु पद पंकज सेवा तीसरी भक्ति अमान। To worship, to serve a saint. The word guru, I explained last night, means sant. Panditji has also explained to you about guru, I'm sure. The real guru, Shotriya Brahmanisht Mahapurush. Someone qualifies, has to qualify to be guru. That kind of personality, you have to do service, seva. Bhagavan Krishna says in Gita, nobody, it is not a make-up thing. Bhagavan Krishna says in Gita, Tadvir pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya Upadekshati te jnanam jnaninas tattva darshinaha. Chapter 4, verse 34, Gita. If you meet someone who has seen God, tattva darshinaha, the real guru. Tattva darshinaha. What do? Tadvir pranipatena. First thing, completely surrender to him. Pranipatena. Number 2, pariprashnena. Ask him questions, not to see how much he knows, or to show how much you know, but with a genuine interest to know. You have a question, a doubt. And number 3, sevaya. Do his seva. Serve him. This is, you can read for yourself, chapter 4, verse 34, Gita. This is Bhagavan Krishna is saying. So, Guru Parapankaja Seva, Tisari Bhakti, Aman. To be humble. Bereft of all pride. The word man means pride. Aman means to have no pride, no desire for name and fame. Humility is the foundation of devotion. Without humility, no one can get anywhere in the spiritual path. Gaurang Mahaprabhu in the Shikshastakam says, Trinadapi suni chena. He's given some conditions for one who wants to practice spirituality. And the first thing he says, Trinadapi suni chena. Trin means grass. One has to become humbler than a blade of grass. Anybody who beaten the chest on, what kind of bhakti is this? So humble. You know, look at grass. We walk on the grass, right? When you walk on the grass, what does the grass do? It bends. वो झुक जाते हैं. In other words, don't complain. All kind of tests. Someone was talking to me last night, about things that's happening and all. And I said, look, God tests us, many tests comes. But we should see it as a way to make us stronger. Once you're in the path of bhakti, once you worship in Bhagwan, you will get tests. Test is not to punish you. When you go to school, many children here are going to school, you get tests also, right? Are you getting tests to punish you? No. If you pass the test, then you go higher. Huh? You get admission in the other grade. If you don't pass the test, go back down. So to make you better, use the test. See that God is testing me. Don't feel badly. People, this world is Maya. Everybody has problems. People have all kind of things in their head. And everybody thinks they are right. That's a problem. Everybody thinks they are right. And one person, everybody, this is how it has to be on this. And how are you going to do everything what everybody say? It's impossible. You have to do what is the best. And leave everything in Bhagwan's hand. So humility is very important. Wanting Bhagwan cannot stand is abhiman, pride. Amanina manadenaha. Not to want name and fame, respect, and to give respect to all. We demand respect many times, but do we respect anybody? Hey, I am this person, you have to pranam to me, respect me. Achha. And you don't respect anybody. Not to want that, and to give respect to all. A true devotee hides themselves. Gopaniyam, gopaniyam, gopaniyam pratnataha. If you really are saying, if somebody has really seen God, they never tell anybody. They hide themselves. Nobody come and say, I see God, Achha. When somebody say that, run far away from them. There's a saying in English, empty vessels make the most noise. When there's nothing inside there. And when they fill that vessel, that drum, that barrel, you fill with water and you hit it, no noise. When you really have Bhagwan, you won't tell anybody. Somebody will have to find out. So, Aman. Chauti bhagati mama guna gana. Kare kapat tajigan. And the fourth bhakti is to do what we are doing, chant in the name of the Lord. His qualities, guna gan, his virtues, qualities, etc. But how? Karai kapat tajigan. Kapat means deceitfulness, deception. Not that everybody should think how good a singer I am and I want to prove how good I am. No, 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 no. You're singing because you love the Lord. Tears should come to the eyes. The paw should raise on ends. Tulsidas says in the Ramayana, Doha.
ये फाटहु फूटहु नयन जरहु सुतन के ही काम हो रामा जरहु सुतन के ही काम ये फाटहु फूटहु नयन ये फाटहु फूटहु नयन जरहु सुतन के ही काम हो रामा जरहु सुतन के ही काम द्रवहि श्रवहि पुलकहि नहीं तुलसी सुमिरत राम हो रामा तुलसी सुमिरत राम सियावर रामचंद्र कर जय शरणम शंकर हरि ओम जय जय सिया राम जय जय सिया राम जय जय सिया राम
Hiye faatahu footahu nayan jarahu satan kehi kaam Shravahi dravahi pulakahi nahi tulasi sumirat ram. Tulsidas Maharaj, a great saint, is saying, when we worship God, when we sumiran, when we think about God, we worship, we sing his bhajans, etc., certain things are supposed to happen. If it doesn't happen, he used very harsh language. That the heart that does not melt with love, while taking the name of the Lord, hiye patahu should be ripped apart, that heart. That eyes that do not shed tears of love and devotion, putahu nayan, it should be busted. And the body does not thrill with joy, and the paws raise on ends. Pulakai, raise on ends. Jarahu sutana kehi kam, that body should be burnt to ashes. So, karai kapat tajigan. Sing. Yes, sing very nice, very sweet. Try your best. But for Bhagavan. For Bhagavan. Not for everybody to think how nice I sing. I could give Lata Mangeshkar competition. And Hari Om Sharan, no? After him is me. Not like that. But this way also, Bhagavan Shri Ram is describing Navda Bhakti to Shabari. So, I told you that the 9 types, in that also, 3 are most important. Shukadev Paramhans, who is related in Bhagavad to Raja Parikshit, Bhagavad Mahapuran, he says to Parikshit Ji Maharaj, he says, Tasma sarvatmana rajan haris sarvat sarvada shrotavya kirtavyascha smartavyo bhagavan ninam. Bhagavad Mahapuran, 2nd canto, 2nd chapter, 36th verse. Shukadev Ji Paramhans, Shukadev Ji Maharaj is saying to Parikshit, King Parikshit, listen Raja, O King, 3 devotions are most important. In the 9 types, 3 are most important. Shrotavya, listening, like what you're doing now. Listening to divine, not listening to anything, listening to divine philosophy, the kathas, etc. of the Lord. Shrotavya. Kirtitavyascha. Kirtanam, to chant. Always chant. Sometimes we are chanting and some people just would not open their mouth. It's very bad. The scripture says a person, when we are chanting God's name and doesn't want to sing, in the next life, you'll be born dumb. Because you don't want to open your mouth and speak. You want to speak only nonsense, worldly things. The next time you're born dumb. The mouth, this mouth is only value when we chant God's name, His qualities, etc. So Kirtanam and Smaranam, lovingly meditating, visualizing, thinking about God. And even in these 3, one is most important. The main bhakti. Listen very carefully. Today I'm going to give you a big secret. The most important bhakti. Gaurang Mahaprabhu says, Maner Smaran Pran. Smaranam. Meditating on God, His divine form, qualities, etc. is the pran, the life of all bhakti. Pran. Look, this body we have, right? We all love our body so much. Oh, lipstick and this and oh, we try to put on all this. We love our body. Oh, some people, we can't even touch their body. Hey, how can you touch me? That's not you. That's your body. We value this body so much. But when the life leaves this body, that body we value so much. We kiss it and hug it and oh. And when they die, hey, get rid of it quickly, burn it, bury it. Going to stink. Bhoot will come in the house, ghost. Hey, the same body you love so much, this is your father, your wife. No. It's dead body. Life is gone. That's only a body. The soul is gone. The soul is indestructible. Nainam chindanti sastrani, nainam dahati pavakah, nachainam klirayantyapo, na shoshayati marutah, achedyo yamadahyo makledyo shosha evacha, nitya sarvasacha dacharoyam sanatanaha. Chapter 2, verse 23 and 24, Gita. The soul is indestructible. It cannot be cut by any weapon. It cannot be burned by fire. It cannot be wet by water, nor dry by the wind. It is the same forever. It is Sanatan. It never takes birth, nor does it die. When that leaves, when the life leaves this body, it's of no value again. In the same way, we can do all the bhakti in the world. If there are 1,000 types. But if you don't do smaran, it's like a dead body without life. It's not going to benefit. This is life, the pran. Do any kind of bhakti you want. Any type of bhakti, anything which gets you closer to Bhagavan. Nobody is stopping you. But our smaran. This our smaran. And the reason for that, the Vedas tell us, Mana eva manushyanam karnam bandha mokshayoho Brahma Bindu Upanishad. Second mantra. The Vedas say, Man. Man means the mind. Man ev. Ev means alone. Each word I'm going to translate for you. Man ev manushyanam. People. Karnam is the cause. Bandhan of bondage. Moksha, liberation. The mind alone is the cause of bondage as well as liberation. In other words, it is the mind alone which is the performer of the action. God knows only where your mind is, not what you do physically. When you do puja, when you worship, you sing the name of the Lord. Any kind of bhakti. If your mind is there, you're doing bhakti. If the mind is not there, zero. Most important, we don't pay attention where the mind is. This is why Bhagavan Krishna says to Arjuna in Gita, Mayeva mana adhasva, may buddhim niveshaya. Chapter 12, verse 8, Gita. Arjun, give your mind and intellect to me alone. He never asks for his body. Fight the war with your body. Give your mind and intellect to me. That is surrender. God wants our mind. We have to completely surrender the mind to Bhagavan. Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu ma manusmara yuddha cha. Chapter 8, verse 7, Gita. One line gives the whole essence of the Gita. Bhagavan Shri Krishna says to Arjun, Tasmat sarveshu, Arjun, at all places, sarveshu, kaleshu, at all times. Ma manusmara, remember me. Think about me lovingly. What do we remember with? What do we think with? The mind. Right? The mind. Intellect you can say also. All is one and the same. Three things are called the mind. Mind, intellect, and the antahakaran, inner machinery. It's also called the mind. Antahakaran. But here Krishna is saying, mind and intellect, give both to me. One thinks and one decides. They're both aspects of one and the same thing. So think about me, remember me lovingly. And yuddha cha, you're kshatri, do your duty. Fight the war. So do your duty. Attach your mind to Bhagavan. God wants our mind, our heart, our love. This is what is most important. So smaranam is the most important bhakti. To do roop dhyan, to meditate on the form of Bhagavan. And a saint, if you have such a guru as a saint, who is a saint, they're one and the same, and it's important. Without guru, that kind of personality, we can't get anywhere in the spiritual path. Meditate lovingly, with tears, with love and tears, tears in your eyes. Shed tears for Bhagavan. When you sing, visualize God. If you visualize Bhagavan and how beautiful Bhagavan is, and he's looking at you with love in his eyes, and you can try to hear that basuri playing, and his bluish complexion, wearing that yellow clothes, pitambar, with a garland of wild, how can you not shed tears? Garland of wildflowers around his neck. Huh? Tears will come. We just sing words and wondering if everybody thinking I'm singing real nice, then not tears will come. We're singing Abhiman with pride. So that's what Bhagwan says to Shabari, Karai kapat, karai kapat tajigan. When you sing in God's devotees, when you're doing bhakti, when you're doing bhajan, chauti bhagati mama gunagana. When you're doing bhajan, he's telling the way, the tarika, the method of doing bhajan. That you have to give up all this, don't have pride in your mind. Try to sing sweet. You're singing for God. If I want to sing for Bhagwan, I want to sing very sweet, that he will love my singing. Bhagwan, not anybody else, Bhagwan. So I'm not saying don't sing sweetly and nicely, but for Bhagwan. And if you can't sing sweetly, no problem. Bhagwan don't care. You think Bhagwan is going to give Lata Mangeshkar godization because she could sing very sweet? And somebody who can't even sing Besur, nothing for you? Bhagwan don't care about that. He cares how much you love him. That's all. In the heart. All right? So, this is bhakti in a little nutshell. It's much more. But in this short time, trying to explain, as I told you, there are many, many kinds of bhakti. The most famous, Nautha bhakti. Even in that 9 types, 3 are most important. Remember that. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam. Shravanam, listening, like what you're doing right now. Kirtanam, when we are chanting the divine name of the Lord, His qualities, etc. Bhajan, as you call it. And Smaranam. Main, even in this 3, the most important. In all 9, in all kinds, if there's 1,000 kind of devotion, main, the pran, the life of all bhakti is smaran, roop dhyan, meditation. Take some time. And all of us should do that every day in our home, By yourself. Sit down. If you have an altar, whatever, it's fine. Make an altar or have a nice place where you can sit. Preferably with your legs folded. If you can't, then sit in a chair, but this is the best position. And chant the name of the Lord. Use any bhajan, any kirtan, chant loudly and try to meditate. Develop a feeling that God is there with you. Meditate on the divine form. If you can't, use a picture or a murti that you like. Look at it and then try to see close your eyes and try to imagine. And you keep practicing. Every day, do some of that. You will see your whole life will change. Look, this body we have to give it certain things. We have to give it food, clothes, shelter. Everything we do in the world mostly is for the body. And okay, yes, it's okay. We got to keep the body healthy. Tana binu bhajana vedana hi barana. We have to keep the body healthy, give it the right amount of vitamins, mineral, protein, exercise, etc. Don't go to the point that you want to build a nice body. Oh, we have to have a figure. People have figure. No, don't get like that. Be healthy. Health is more important. Don't worry about the figure and all that too much. Health is important. So all are we doing for the body, but we're not the body, we're the soul, the Atma. So this body is material, we give it material things. Food, clothes, shelter. Bhaji, rice, dal, you give all that to the body. Can we give that to the soul, who we are? Can we give the soul bhaji and rice and dal? No. Why? Because soul is divine. It's a fraction of Bhagwan. So we have to give it divine food. And what is divine food? When we meditate on Bhagwan, and we sing His glories, etc., with love and devotion. That is food for you, the soul, the Atma. So every day we eat food. Some of us, if we don't get food, one meal we want to die. Oh God, I didn't eat whole day. Feeling like go dead. And we don't feed the soul, who we are. And we don't feel badly. So every day, just as we eat food for the body every day, we have to eat food for the soul, who we are, for ourselves also. So take some time every day and sit down, chant the name of the Lord quietly by yourself. Sit down and meditate. Use picture, murti, anything you want is fine. and develop, and every day, and you will see how much you will really find that true peace. You can't get it anywhere in the world, in anything, in any person. This is where you're going to find the peace and the true happiness. There's much, much more, but very briefly, I don't want to take up too much time. Some other time we'll go in more detail. बोले वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय, श्रीमद सद्गुरु सरकार की जय, जय जय श्री राधे, जय जय श्री राधे, जय जय श्री राधे.